Things that mom brings into your life. Let me tell you.
It's so nice. A friend of mine kind of reminded me of something that I need to do a better job of. She had put this thing on her social media about recording your mom. And I'm thinking, record my mom? She's like, record her cooking, ask her why she does things, certain ways, ask her about how she and your dad met, maybe record her dancing, like really get those things so that eventually, when she does pass on, you've got those things that you can save and then take a look back and even share with your kids. Like, you didn't know this side of grandma. So here's this, and you can listen to it and hear her voice. Like, oh, wow, that's amazing.
That's something I really wish that I had. I didn't have a great relationship with my mom. She was single when I was growing up. I was a bad kid, so she kicked me out when I was 16, and I've been out on my own ever since. There's still no relationship, but all the bad things I remember so clearly, but I know that there was some good in those years. Like, I do remember she would take us, I grew up in Florida, to this place called Weeki Wachee, which was if you've been to Weeki Wachee, there's the mermaids that are there. There's like a mermaid show. There's some springs that you can swim in, those kind of little things. I remember her bringing me to the beach and stuff like that. So I don't have any pictures or any memories of my childhood because of our relationship not being there. That, man, if I had a phone back in the day, and if I was a smart kid, because I was not a smart kid, I was the opposite of smart. I'm not going to say I was stupid because you don't say stupid. Mm-hmm. But that was me. And man, I just don't have those memories. And for somebody to take advantage of what they have to capture those memories now, oh my word.
Oh, I know. I mean, I think we do have memories in our heart, and you remember that fondly, and it gives you that warm, fuzzy feeling. But to actually have that where you can, maybe even share with your spouse today and say, oh, this was my mom 5 or 10 years ago, or with your kids. It's something, I still have my mama here with us, and so it makes me think the next time we get together, one thing that my mama loves to do, even though she can't carry a tune, that woman loves to sing and gets it to it. She's always offbeat, but that's the endearing part of it.
It's a joyful noise.
It is a joyful noise.
Joyful noise.
God loves it, and so do I.
You're listening to Rob and Lizz in the morning.
His radio.
It's Rob and Lizz in the morning. We are His Radio. Man, you should hear and see the calls, the texts, and the open mics that are coming in right now, because now we're celebrating Mom and the things that she does, the memories that you have for her.
Yeah, because a friend of mine just kind of spurred on me to thinking about things I need to save of my mama doing some things like dancing or singing or just even cooking and recording that, so we've always got it. So Cindy texted and said she has a mom memory of cooking, and she said her mom used to do some sort of technique called fork of flour. No idea what that means, so I'm going to have to get that story from Cindy.
Fork of flour, huh?
Right, but that's one of those things that, it would be great if she could get her mom saying or explaining what that is, or maybe if she has, like I have some handwritten recipes from my mom and my grandmother that I would not trade for the world. I actually need to get them maybe laminated so that, they don't get destroyed over time.
Yeah. That's a good idea. An open mic came in, by the way, from the My HISradio app. If you don't have the app, it's free. Google Play in the App Store. But let's check in with this open mic.
One of the things that a friend of mine taught me to do is to create an email account for each child that you have and randomly send them letters as they grow up and pictures so they have that when they get older. I've done that with my children.
That is a very good idea.
Never thought of anything like that. That sounds amazing.
Yeah, to do something like that, which is really good. Leah got through as well. And what's this about your mom, Leah?
My mom, when I was 7 or 8, felt called after 9/11 to go back to school. She had gotten her undergrad in business, but decided and felt called to be a teacher. So through elementary and middle school, she raised my brother and me while being in graduate school full-time to teach. And then she started teaching at an age where most teachers are retiring, and then through middle school and high school, she worked full-time while supporting my brother and me in our school activities, helping us study for tests. My senior year of high school, she got really sick and about died. Even through all this stuff happening where we thought she might not make it, she never let it show. And she had a strong faith in God that, things would happen according to his plan. Thankfully, she did recover. She's just been a really good example of what it means to be a mother. And without that godly example, I don't think my brother and I would be in the places we are now without her.
You're listening to Rob and Lizz in the morning.
His radio. All right, so there's this family. They've gone on a camping trip, and during the trip, they all go up to the shower house, and Mom is the last one to get in the vehicle. The kids are in there, Dad's in there, Mom gets in, and Mama ain't happy.
Because I'm the mom, and I get everybody else together, so I come to the shower house with nothing. So here I am.
I had a super peaceful shower. It was nice.
Okay, so what about the shower?
Okay, so she's in the shower. She realizes she has no clothes. She has a towel. Obviously, it's one of those great big beach towel things, so it's almost like, she's been at the pool or something. But she gets in the car, and she is super upset because she has packed all the kids' things, all the clothes, all the food that they needed for the camping trip. She's packed her husband's stuff, and in all of it, she forgot to pack her stuff. Oh, Mama is not happy.
Oh, yes. And that's just like Mom.
Oh,
Taking
right?
care of everybody. And not taking care of, that doesn't sound right. Taking care of everybody first.
Yes. But a lot of times you do, as a parent, you're taking care of all the kids. You forget yourself. So in this instance, she didn't have any clothes.
You're listening to Rob and Lizz in the morning.
His radio.
Gucci can sell a pair of pantyhose for $190. And here's the deal. They have rips in them. They have runs in them.
But the thing about that is that pantyhose should not cost more than, even for like a really, really good pair, I'm going to say $20, and I would never pay $20 for a pair of pantyhose. But I remember I used to put, when I haven't worn pantyhose in a while, tights, yes, not pantyhose. So I would put my hand through the pantyhose to make sure there were no rips, no runs, no holes, okay? And if there were, you just are like, ugh, and then you throw them away and you're frustrated and you have to do it again. Gucci is taking all the fuss out because they're selling almost like distressed jeans that have the little picks and the holes. But these are pantyhose.
Yeah.
They're already ripped. They're $190, as Rob said. But they're sold out.
Right? That's what I don't get. Because they have the name Gucci? I mean,
look.
Really?
Should be trashy. That's what it should be.
Oh, okay.
You're listening to Rob and Lizz in the morning.
His radio.
Gucci's coming out with these pantyhose. They're $190 and they come ripped or distressed or whatever you want to call them. All of a sudden, it's turned into pantyhose advice on our text line at 800-447-7234.
Yeah, Miranda texted in and said there were a group of ladies at church. One of the ladies did something everybody else was kind of in awe of. She would put on her pantyhose with gloves, and that kept them from running. And I will say, I have had a hangnail or a piece of a fingernail or even a ring that has just trashed a pair of pantyhose. That makes total sense.
I have a question, and I don't know why. First, I don't wear pantyhose.
Sure.
So I don't have, skin in the game here, okay?
Yeah.
So were they surgical gloves that Miranda wore, or are they just normal type of gloves?
I would think, and Miranda doesn't say this, but I would think they could be either one. Surgical, which I think, maybe 5 or 10 years ago, people didn't have surgical gloves at their house very much.
Like
so they may have been the big yellow gloves, like the cleaning gloves. I don't know.
You to pull those out of your purse.
Right? Exactly.
Put on
Okay.
pantyhose like that. Okay.
And then Pat says, I can't believe that people are paying this kind of money. It's $190 for a ripped hose. She said, here's what we did when I was younger. We used to put clear nail polish on a run, and that would stop it. Pat, absolutely. I remember doing that.
What do you mean? You put one that's already started, like a run that's already started?
So here's what I would do. You would put the pantyhose on, and then, oh no, there's a run like up in the thigh area. And so you would take your clear fingernail polish, and I would do it while I was wearing them, and then just brush it over the bottom of the run, and that kept it from going any farther.
Oh, I see. So it's almost like you're stitching it up or something.
Almost, which can't do that. So clear fingernail polish is the way.
You're listening to Rob and Lizz in the morning.
His radio.
This lady checked her bank account. I was like, oh, she was pleasantly surprised. It was Rob and Lizz in the morning, his radio.
Oh, she was pleasantly surprised. So she goes to her bank. She checks her account. $10.5 million that wasn't supposed to be there.
She's supposed to have $5.
Right, exactly. So what did she do? Did she call the bank, or did she tell the bank, this isn't right? No. Girlfriend went to her nearest real estate agent, evidently. Now, we'll say she was trying to do some good things. Trying. She bought her sister a house. She also gave her daughter a lot of money. But see, the thing is, the money wasn't hers. Like, she didn't even try to figure out what the problem was. Here's the backstory. She was supposed to get a refund of $100 from this crypto company. Well, whoever was putting in the refund put in a couple of extra zeros, and she
Couple?
yeah, I try to be nice.
The finger got stuck on the key.
A little bit. You know, that may have happened, like set something on the keyboard and it just went da 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 da. So that's what happened. So the company found out 7.5 months later.
No.
She had already blown through this money. I don't know if she had anything left. So not only did she buy the house, give her daughter some money, I think she had some new shoes probably along the way. So they ended up taking her to court, found out that, yes, this money was not hers. She has to pay it back plus interest.
No.
The latest on it is she can't really pay it back. I don't know that she's actually been incarcerated as yet, but I think if they can't come to an understanding, that may be possible. That may be something that's going to happen.
So my thought, and I don't know this is a big guess, so my thought is her sister's going to lose a house.
I think
Maybe
so.
not. I don't know. And all these people, I guess, that she tried to help out. And she just, man, doing the right thing pays off in the long run. They probably would have given her a reward. I don't know.
They probably would have. She would have, had the support of the public for sure, that she had $10.5 million and she gave it back without question. But no, Mama wanted a Cersei and she got it.
You're listening to Rob and Lizz in the morning.
His radio.
I'm thinking a nice, delicious hat of gold. A hat of gold donut. It's Rob and Lizz in the morning, his radio. That happens to be one of the St. Patrick Day donuts that they're coming out with, a Krispy Kreme.
I know. And they went on sale, I guess, yesterday, but St. Patrick's Day is next Friday, a week from today. So they've got 4 new donuts that are celebrating St. Patrick's Day. And they all have like a little bit of gold on them, whether it's gold dust or, gold coins or whatever. So they're super cute.
Really?
Oh,
Super
they're so cute.
I never thought of a donut as being cute. Oh, look at that donut. Isn't it so cute?
Are you kidding? So that's what makes them Instagrammable, is when they're super cute.
Oh, yeah. Now you got to take a selfie with a donut.
Absolutely.
So they have, what is it, golden cookies and cream
Which sounds delicious.
for a donut. I mentioned the Hatto Gold donut. Then they got the golden sprinkle and then the rainbow creamed filled donut.
Yeah. That one has like a rainbow on it. I think it's made out of sugar or something that's laid over the top of it.
They're all made out of sugar.
No, I mean the actual rainbow is made out of sugar. Yes, they are just about pure sugar, but pure sugar goodness.
You're listening to Rob and Lizz in the morning.
His radio.
I don't know what the best service that you've ever had, like at a restaurant where you actually tip, And you tip because it's great service. I always do a little extra when the service is just absolutely phenomenal, And then I was reading that there are different states that tip differently, but they're all around 20%.
They are. Cleveland seems to be the best. They're a little bit over 20%, which is nice. I mean, if you're part of the wait staff, that's how you make your living, and you're thinking about maybe moving out of the Carolinas in Georgia, go to Cleveland. San Francisco, not so much because they came in at the bottom, but it's not bad. It's like 17%.
When you're taking a look at the top 10. But
Yeah.
it makes me think about some of the best service you ever had. I can't remember names or anything like that, and sometimes I can't remember restaurants, but I do remember the feeling, like when the wait staff gets to know your name and have a great conversation with you and laugh and cut up. For me, I like that kind of stuff. I know some people like to be left alone. It's like, don't talk to me. Just give me my food. Thank you. But for me, I like that kind of interaction.
Oh, I do too. Or if they, make a point to interact with your kids, especially, if you've got a toddler that's kind of acting up a little bit and they
Really
get them.
messy at the height.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
And they get them to laugh or, color or something to help you as a parent. Then that's great. I remember one time we were in with the entire family and the waitress that we had, the next table, skipped out on their tab.
Got
Didn't
out.
Yes,
Oh, man.
didn't pay the tab, didn't pay, a tip or anything like that. And she was so good. You could see she was on the verge of tears. And so it was actually my kid's idea to say, can we give her a really good tip? And we did. We did. And she was so touched by that.
I don't know this, but I think that there's some restaurants that will make the wait staff pay for people who skip out. I might be wrong in that, but I think I heard that somewhere.
I feel like that was the issue. There were about 8 people, like 4 adults and maybe 4 or 5 kids that were at this table. So that was going to take a chunk out of her check.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Ouch.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe somebody at that table thought that other person's actually paying for it and everybody left. And I wonder if they ever realized.
Let's hope that was the case.
You're listening to Rob and Lizz in the morning.
His radio.
I don't know if you've ever done this where you actually texted somebody and you're encouraging them or whatever it is. Turns out to be a complete stranger. It's Rob and Lizz in the morning, his radio. That's what Brenda did. Brenda texted out like an encouraging Bible verse. And then all of a sudden, a few minutes later, she gets a text back. It was from some guy. It's like, hey, thanks. That's really nice of you for sending out a Bible verse. And then all of a sudden, something starts to happen because then they get to know each other a little bit. The dude's name was like Isaiah or something like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Isaiah gets the text, and the next day, because they kind of bantered back and forth just a teeny little bit, but the very next day, he called Brenda. She's like,
Creepy, man.
it's exactly what she thought. She was like,
Right?
I'm not answering that. She said, but she told her mama about it and everything that was happening. Isaiah had left a voicemail saying he just wanted to talk to her. He wanted to connect. So her mom decided she was going to volunteer and she was going to meet this guy. Here's the thing. Brenda lived in Georgia.
Uh-huh.
Isaiah lived in Ohio.
Isn't that wild?
Right? A little bit of a long distance. Brenda's mom also lived in Ohio. She just lived not too far away from Isaiah. So she went to scope him out a little bit. She said, where does he go to the gym?
Yeah, wild. Now, here's the thing, Brenda and Isaiah, they're kind of talking back and forth on text, and they talk to each other, never met each other, never
Right.
saw each other. And so Brenda's like, I kind of like the guy.
Yeah. So Mama did the reconnaissance.
And I love her answer. Mom's answer was, you're going to marry this guy.
Right? Now, Mom got to look at him. I don't know if she had a conversation with Isaiah or not, but Brenda thought, well, he is kind of cute. Okay, so fast forward. They start dating. They end up getting married. This June, they'll be married 13 years, and they have a whole passel of kids, like 5 or 6 kids.
Isn't that something? They're the most beautiful couple you've ever seen. They both love Jesus because, it started with a Bible verse. And he's like, I'm into this. Here's a Bible verse back to you. And they have these
What better
conversations.
way to start?
I know, and it's just so neat. And so here they are, a Jesus-loving family. It's neat. Now, I never, ever would recommend anybody just meet a stranger off of a wrong text, you know?
But a Bible verse ain't a bad way to start.
And sometimes God works in mysterious ways for Brenda and Isaiah. not necessarily the average person, through a text, right?
You're listening to Rob and Liz in the morning.
His radio.
I love how this lady, Katie, who saw a Bible in the road at the park where she was at, literally in the parking lot on like a speed bump. She picked it up, she opened it up, she saw the name, she tracked down the guy, and he's getting his Bible back. I think he already has his Bible back.
Yeah, I think he got it back this week. His name's Carmen. But what happened is, I guess Katie was, maybe at the park with her family doing her thing. It was on Sunday. And yeah, she found it on a speed bump. Now, all I can think in my mind is maybe Carmen's got it in a bag or, like his Bible bag or something like that. Or maybe he's got a laptop along with him and it falls out. I don't know how the Bible got on the speed bump, but I know that these two families are now forever connected because Katie got the Bible back to Carmen. And, all I can think is, how long has he had the Bible? I so want to know the story behind it. How long has he had it? What does it mean to him? Was it presented to him by a family member?
Listen, when I lose my Bible, sometimes I've left it at church and I'm like, oh my word, what did I do with my Bible? I'll drive back to go and look for it. And it's right where I left it. And I have all my notes. I underline very important Bible scriptures in my life. I will I'll put writings or notes on the side, of the Bible, and I've got like really tiny words and some space on each side. So I have a couple of Bibles I don't write in, and I have two that I write all over the place in and highlight and underline and all that stuff. And one of those Bibles, when I misplace it, I feel like I'm lost, because I have so much memories and things that I have written in there. If Carmen's like that, the guy that lost his Bible, now he has it. I mean, I don't know if you're like that with your Bible, but I certainly am.
Yeah, absolutely. I went on a mission trip with my daughter about 4 years ago. We went to Romania, and the only Christian that lived in his village, the only one that had a relationship with Jesus, gave us lilac from his tree. That was gorgeous, just a piece of lilac. So I have it in my Bible. That's where I kept it. I pressed the flowers, and that is one of the most special things. And I have notes to different people in my family that I've written in the Bible of things that remind me of them. If I ever lost that thing, oh my goodness.
You're listening to Rob and Liz in the morning.
His radio.
She's not a fan of the ghost pepper, and I don't know why Liz is not a fan of the ghost pepper.
I don't like anything spicy. Nothing.
She doesn't. She doesn't at all. You should see the super extremely mild sauce, please, when it comes to the salsa and all that stuff. So Campbell's, I don't know if you remember this. I think it was a couple of months ago. Campbell's came out with this whole limited chunky ghost pepper chicken noodle soup.
Ooh,
buddy. I think in the whole thing they were going to make you sign like a little document. If you drink this thing, you're in your own hands, or if you eat this stuff.
Don't hold it against us.
The power of the pepper. Let me tell you, the power of the ghost pepper. It became such a thing and such in high demand that now Campbell's Soup is adding it to their normal thing. It's no longer going to be a limited thing. It's going to be a regular thing.
That's wild that there's that much demand for it. Yeah, I think it was like even a contest where you had to win the thing. But now, and I guess it's the chunkier soup. It's not just like the regular condensed stuff.
Oh, yeah. And if it's Campbell's, I've got to have that chunky stuff. That little can with it doesn't fill me up. I need the chunky, because you are what you eat, right? So Campbell's chunky ghost pepper chicken noodle soup. I think it's like $3 a can, something like that.
About that, unless I watch it, and then it's buy one, get one free, honey.